Hey
How
there.
are you? Hope everybody's having a good week, month, day, or wherever you're at this time that you're seeing us again. So this is our second session that our second video that we wanted to just visit with you about, and we kind of the topic that we came up with.
Well, first of all, this is Christie. I'm Michelle.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought y'all got that the last time.
we're 60 by 65 seasoned souls, and as we said before, we came together under what could have been very stressful, and I guess it was very stressful for me, circumstances at the time. Christy and I have been friends for quite a while, and we both are single, and Christy has a house, very nice, beautiful house, and I was living in a travel trailer in an RV park. I've done that for several years now. Both of us being single go through a lot of different things. Both of us being now in the 60s go through even more things, and so we want to talk about some of those during this journey. So I decided that I was going to move out of the RV park, get out of the travel trailer, because I just was in the country, and even though I loved where I was at, I just needed to get around more people, around my friends. And
we kind of were both at that point in our life. It was just like a really good timing situation, because when you're alone by yourself, like her and I were in separate areas, the more you're alone, the more you become alone, and the more you become by yourself. And so you forget how to socialize. You don't really have a lot of things, and if you have a good group of girlfriends, that's great. I have a group as well, and so does Michelle. And we do go out and everything, but you do see that you're alone a lot. And so it was just a really good timing situation. And so when we started talking about starting our vlog and stuff, we realized that this would be a topic that we should probably talk about first, and how we came together. And as Michelle said, she was at a point in her life where she needed to have some companionship, and so was I. And we've been friends over 10 years, I think. And so with that and the timing and everything happening, it was just a good opportunity for both of us. So what that meant when Michelle asked about living is that I had to then, even though I was alone and I wanted to be out and be more social, I had to realize I'm going to have to open up my home and my heart to have somebody in my space again. And that was very scary, and it was also challenging. The same thing with Michelle. She had to think about that too, having someone in her space, because this is what happens. You get isolated so much when you're by yourself.
That's true. So, and I was at the time trying to figure out what was I going to do. Was I going to buy a bigger travel trailer and just move closer to my friends and live in another RV park? Which kind of seemed, that was a whole lot of work just to be in another travel trailer, and still kind of isolated where I was. I really didn't know that I wanted to buy something like a house, condo. I did actually start looking at condos to buy, and it just didn't feel right. Plus, the area that we're in, it was a very difficult market, and still is, as far as what's available. And so it was kind of time to just pull back and just say, okay, just need to take time and figure out what it is that I need to do, where I need to be. So this is giving me an opportunity to look and see out there what's available, what do I want to do next, what does the next living arrangement look like, the next abode look like. And so I'm sure that a lot of people in our age group are going through similar questions, situations. You may have been single for quite a while. You may have recently lost a spouse. You may have gone through a divorce. You may have had children that came back home to roost again and have now departed. You're by yourself again. And if you have a house, that's a huge, burden sometimes to take care of, which Christy could speak a lot.
Yes, it's great if you have a house and you own your own home, but it's also a burden, if you do that, because I was doing a lot of the things myself, and as I got older, and after I had a grandchild, I realized I don't want to spend a lot of time doing that. I want to be running and playing with her, and I don't want to spend a lot of time here. Well, you have to keep up with the house all the time. I'm grateful to what I have, but I also was like, it's getting to be kind of a lot for me to take on, and I don't know if I want to do that any longer. And so it helped, when Michelle first moved in, her biggest thing was, I got to hurry up and get a house. I got to hurry up and get something right away. And we were just kind of talking. I'm like, I don't know why you're in a hurry. Let's take our time and get something. If it's meant to be, it'll happen that way. We both believe that things happen the way they're supposed to and when they're supposed to. She was just like in an all-fire hurry, and I'm like, slow the heck down. Let's just take our time and see what's going on out there. And that changed things then. Once we realized that once she realized that she had permission to take a breath and relax and see what she wanted, was worked out. You know, it was better for her to be able to see what she's going to be able to do and what she's going to be able to afford. And so that was in itself a whole situation. And then us living together in each other's space was a whole situation, which we have done very nicely because we're very respectful of each other's space. So if you're lucky enough to have someone that you can come together with, that you can generate that with, or if that's something you want to take on, it is a very rewarding relationship, and it can be a very rewarding outcome for both of you in the end.
So this was kind of a spirit-driven thing from the beginning,
Yes,
because
I agree.
from the moment that I decided I was going to sell my travel trailer,
Yeah.
it was like, okay, well, my rent is due in a month, and so I thought, well, I'd have no problem selling this travel trailer, and so I put it on Craigslist. I had people put ads everywhere, and no one was even looking at my travel trailer, and if they did, they didn't want it. And then, I don't know if any of y'all have ever had this problem, but people were flagging my ad online, and so it would, as soon as we'd get it listed, it would disappear, and it's like, I can't understand what's happening, and so no one even had a chance to see the posting online. And then finally, I was out with a friend having lunch, and my friend who was showing the travel trailer to people called and said, you know, there's some people from New Mexico that were coming to look at it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So, lo and behold, people drove all the way from New Mexico to see my trailer, which is in Texas. And
like the day before, or 2 days before her rent. And let me tell you,
the day before the rent was due.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this is how it happened. It's like these people kind of swooped in, looked at the travel trailer, said, we'll take it, gave her a wad of cash about this big. She had to start throwing all of her stuff together, and then they have disappeared from the face of the earth. We have not heard from them since they took that trailer back to New Mexico.
And just throwing your stuff together, it's like, it's one thing to know that you're going to sell your house, you're going to sell something,
but
your home that you're living in, but then for people to tell you that you've got 2 hours to get everything you own out of there. So stuff was getting thrown into garbage bags.
Yes.
And my friend would be scooping stuff off of everywhere, so there was no telling what was in that bag. There could be underwear, toothpaste, a can of tuna, all in the same bag.
The same one.
So, and it was just all getting loaded into the vehicles to drive to Christie's, and it's like, Christy, you know, here, and Christy didn't even know I was coming, so I called her at the last minute and said,
okay, come on.
Hey, I just sold my travel trailer, I'll be there tonight. So I'm sure she was rethinking this decision at that point of what had she created here, but that's kind of how that happened. So
it's a rather humorous story now, because the way the people just came and just disappeared.
And then just disappeared, never heard another word from them. And it's like, okay, so there were some angels from wherever to come get this travel trailer.
It was definitely a divine appointment for sure.
From New Mexico.
Yeah, that was meant to happen. So that was too funny.
Yeah. So, you know, and some of the creative ways or creative living ways, you know, is an RV, a travel trailer park, whatever, because the park that I was in, there were a lot of seniors that were living there because most of them are on Social Security and just making ends meet, and that is still a very affordable lifestyle to have because you don't have a lot of expenses. Storage is a concern, but it does force you to downsize a lot.
Yes.
And get rid of things.
Yes.
And really identify what's
important, what brings you joy, what doesn't. So, and that's you know, that's a whole other thing too. If you were married and had a house with your spouse, he passes away, then you're looking at downsizing. You know, it's a traumatic experience to go through all of that and look at this stuff and say, is this am I going to need it or am I not going to need it? And a conversation that we have all the time is that, you know, you work your whole life to accumulate all these things, and then when you pass away, it's left for someone else to buy for a quarter at a garage sale, you know. And so you have to have some comforts of home for sure, and to make your life comfortable. But we do realize that the value there is no longer as important as it was when we were younger. It's now more about having memories and friendship and stuff. Anyway, so we had to go through that as well and share space, and she's still calling through her stuff and trying to find where a lot of things are at and looking for everything.
And some other ideas out there is, you know, living with friends. If you have friends that you can, you know, have some kind of
living
arrangement.
Yeah.
And or if you have a house and know someone who might make a good
Yes.
housemate, and it helps on money, it helps, have somebody there to support you and what
Yes.
you're going through,
Yes.
help with all kinds of things that are going on.
Yeah.
Of course, it helps when you have one person that likes to cook and one person that likes to shop.
Yes.
So I'm the shopper.
I'm the cooker, so it works out. That works out pretty good. So,
And just one more thing on the RV park. There are a lot of RV parks that have a lot of social activities and
Yes,
stuff going
they do.
on. So
Yeah.
it's, just because I was in an isolated one doesn't mean they're all isolated.
and there's, and you all are aware that there's senior citizen places as well that have a lot of places. But some of us are not. I don't feel like I'm a senior citizen, and I don't really want to be in a senior citizen apartment with a controlled environment type situation. Really not. That's not my cup of tea at this point in my life. So it may not be yours either. So that's what we're talking about. There's different creative ways. There's different ways to live together. All people are coming up with all kinds of ways to live out the last few years of their life and how they're going to retire, what they're going to do. Couples are coming together. There may be 3 or 4 couples, and they're buying land and they're building a house on each acre. So they can still have a sense of community, but they're not sequestered into a blow by blow type of situation to be done every single day of having every activities and stuff like that. So there's just different things to look at and ways to go about things. And then this is one of them, travel trailer, a planned community, a senior citizen community, a friend that's got a house. If you have a house and you have friends and you want to try it, then, it's an option for you to do that as well. So,
Or you may have to be taking care of a parent,
Yes.
which is another,
that's a whole
scenario
topic. Yeah.
for a living situation.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
and, there are a lot of children who invite their parents to come stay
Somebody,
with them
yeah.
also. So
And it's really, about freedom, because when you're living with your kids, things kind of change a little bit. And so you've been taking care of them for so long, and then as well as I do, and Michelle, the roles reverse after a while. And especially if you're taking care of a parent, but you want to maintain your freedom as long as you can. And so when you're able to live with a girlfriend or live with somebody for a while and make the memories and be able to maintain your freedom, however you go about it. And that's really what it's about, is to be able to say I can still take care of myself, and I'm proud that I can, and I want to keep moving forward with that.
yeah.
So it's just some different options to think about, but that's how we got where we're at right now on our deal to do on our living together. So.
And if once you make a decision that is going to reduce your living space, etc., you do have to face
Yes.
the what am I going to do with
All of your stuff.
my Avon bottle collection, or my my salt and pepper collection, or my 50 pairs of whatever shoes that I have.
Yeah.
So this is probably a good thing to start doing once you hit the 60s, is start looking at
Purge out your stuff.
everything you
Yeah.
have and start purging. And there are a lot of people that that are real popular in guiding people through
Yes.
getting rid of their hoards.
This brings you
of
joy.
stuff,
This doesn't
and-
bring you joy. Whatever. There's just
Of course,
different ways to go about
I'm
it.
not into having to fold a T-shirt, a certain way, but
Yeah.
that's why there's many different ways to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to be involved in an antique store and did estate sales for people, and so if you have things that qualify for an estate sale, but there are yard sales, there's Craigslist, there's
There's all kinds of ways to get rid of
definitely
your stuff. Yeah.
donations. There
Yeah.
are friends that
There's,
might want some of your stuff.
Donating your stuff, that if you have household goods and things like that you don't really need, donating them to the women's shelter, because they have homes and things for moms and children that are leaving abusive situations. So there's always a good cause to donate things for. If y'all are aware of it, in your neighborhood, there's always going to be a Goodwill, Salvation Army, things like that help assist whenever there's natural disasters. So there's all of those, which is, Michelle and I choose those. That's what our platform is what we prefer, because we always want to make sure we're helping others anytime we can.
Well, I'm not above selling something to make a living.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, we can make $1 every now and then too, so that's good. Yeah.
It does bear looking at,
Yes.
if you're contemplating any kind of move like that. And, a lot of us get wrapped up emotionally in our things.
The action of it happening and the things, yeah, that's true.
There's memories tied
Sure.
to the things.
Absolutely.
And I know it's hard to let go of some of those items, but that's definitely another session to
another topic. We're going to close here. We kind of went over a little bit, but one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to bring you a product that we've seen and we've really tried and we like really well. That's a lot of really, so that means it's going to be a good one. I know that if you're a woman like I am and wear makeup, that there are times that I could not, for the life of me, find anything that would keep my eyeliner on. Same thing with Michelle. Neither one of us could find anything. And I just happened to find this product here from your standard box store. You can get it. It's $5. It is a hard candy long wear eyeshadow primer. You can put this on in the morning, down below your eye, and on top for your eyeshadow. But
You
it
do it
will
below your eye too? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I got it. And
Okay.
so it will. Your eyeliner will stay on all day long. I'm telling you, and I've never seen anything work like it. And I have spent up to $6 for an eyeliner pencil to $24 for an eyeliner pencil, and none of them have stayed on at all. But with this product, it absolutely does. So anyway, give this a try. See if you like it. Let us know if you like it. We both love it. And it does keep your makeup fresh all day as well. So, as you know, as our skin's a little bit older now, and so it's a little bit difficult for our makeup to stay fresh looking all day. So this is a product that helps you to stay that way.
Okay, and just let me say, I'm pretty low maintenance
Yeah.
when it comes to this stuff.
Yes.
So, for men looking for a low maintenance woman,
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah.
But so I don't use a whole lot of beauty products, but I did try this, and I've got to admit it is pretty good. And I'm a bird watcher, so I'm out there in the heat and
Yes.
the humidity, and
it still keeps your makeup
and I
on.
still like to look good when I'm out birding, so I do put makeup on before I go
Yeah.
birding, and
Yeah.
it does hold
Yeah, it does.
hold up its
Yeah.
claim.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah. So anyway, so if y'all get a chance, remember this is by Hard Candy. It's called their eyeshadow primer. It's $5 at your local box store. So when you get a chance, pop in there and see if you like it, and let us know if you like it as much as we do. So
Hope you enjoyed this session.
Yep.
Come back and check us out next time.
yeah, we'll see you later.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.